thank you so much for joining me today. And my special guest now, Gabriel, thank you so much for coming on air. I don't want to butcher your last name. I'm pretty sure it's Gandzjuk.
It's Gandzjuk.
Gandzjuk. Okay.
It's alright.
That is
it's a tough one.
It is. It just looks so complicated.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you for coming, and how are you doing today so far?
I'm doing good, thanks.
Good. What's your favorite thing about Santa Cruz? Because I know you're from Monterey.
I am from Monterey. My favorite thing about Santa Cruz, I'd say the community up here. Also, I love seeing those bumper stickers that say "Keep Santa Cruz Weird."
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that Santa Cruz is weird, and I think it should stay weird. And does the umbrella guy still do his thing down on Front Street, I think?
I actually don't know, but I have seen some other weird people that make Santa Cruz colorful and keep it the way that it's supposed to be.
Yeah, so I think that's probably my favorite thing about Santa Cruz. The weirdness.
Very nice. Other than music, how do you usually spend your days? Do you have any other interests and endeavors?
Yeah, I'm also a photographer.
Wow.
And I do different types of art, like collage pieces and stuff like that. But yeah, when I'm not playing music, mostly photography and yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Do you do that professionally as well?
Some professional work, yeah.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
How did your music project get started?
I first started writing music. Well, actually, it was after a motorcycle accident. I was kind of laid up for about 5 months, and I started writing sort of shortly after that, you know, because I didn't really have much to do when I was recovering from a motorcycle accident. And so I started sort of mainly writing poetry and things like that, but then it kind of developed into writing music, and I picked up a guitar and sort of, you know, just kept at it. And, you know, at first it was tough, but it eventually developed into just song after song, and yeah, it was great.
Yeah, that's amazing. How old were you when that happened?
I was about 19, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. That's very young.
Yeah.
Did you know that you could play music before that, or not really?
My brother played guitar for a bit, and so I picked it up a few times when he was playing it, but I didn't really get serious about it until I started, you know, writing lyrics and really digging much deeper into it and you know, having a good time with it.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's so funny. I honestly assumed that you had been playing since a really young age.
No.
You're phenomenal, and so I'm so
Thanks.
excited for everybody
Thank
who's
you.
listening to hear.
Yeah, thanks.
But what would you say is your favorite part about recording music? And do you prefer playing live over recordings or no?
I've been realizing that they're two very different things, and I don't know if I would say I prefer one from the other, but I have had more experience with the recording aspect of it, and you know, doing a lot of home recording and stuff, and that kind of ended up being a big part of helping me with writing the songs, you know, because I would record them almost immediately after I wrote them, I should say, and so that really helped sort of shape the song or develop it more, you know.
Yeah.
Which was nice.
That is nice.
Yeah.
All right, so you're going to be playing a couple different songs for us today, and I was wondering if you would like to play the first one.
Yeah, I'll play this first one. It's called Black Mountain.
Awesome.
Living on a mountain, calling it black. Rich as a blue, oh boy. Big city, I ain't coming back. Big city, I ain't coming back. Big city, I ain't coming back.
love's never easy on me. It breaks brothers and breaks stone. This time might be different, oh boy. Big city, I ain't coming home. Big city, I ain't coming home. Big city, I ain't coming home. My new moon has been shining through this black mountain. Yes, our new moon has been shining through this black mountain. Thunder in the side, it's felt deep in the soul, tears a hole in the sky, it turns the midnight gold, turns the midnight gold, it turns the midnight gold. Now I tend to this lane, machete in both hands, no kingdom, no throne. Here is my simple home, here is my simple home, here is my simple home. My new moon has been shining through this black mountain. Yes, our new moon has been shining through this black mountain.
Just like I
Thank you.
expected. That was a great song. I'm assuming you wrote that yourself?
I did.
Nice. What inspired it?
I actually used to live in a town called Black Mountain in North Carolina, and all the imagery and just sort of how I felt about the place and living out in North Carolina seemed to just find its way into this song, and it really sums up, my experience there.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I was reading a different interview you did with somebody, and I'm pretty sure I read about California and North Carolina and love. Tell us a little bit about your amazing wife that you have right here.
Yeah, my amazing wife. She, we met when we were both still living in California, and she was moving out to North Carolina, and we got really close when she was on her way out of town, and so I just had to follow her out there, and I needed a break from California at the time, and it was great. It was beautiful living out there, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was incredible.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
Well, my next question was going to be, how has your music evolved since you first began? But I think my question now is, ever since you found love, like true love, how has your music changed? Has it changed it at all, the writing process and the message?
Yeah, I think it has. I mean, experiencing true love definitely pulls a lot of new emotions out of you, and I think a lot of that has allowed me to go a bit deeper in my songwriting about how I feel about things, and it's definitely helped and changed it in a positive way.
Yeah,
sure.
I can imagine. That's so awesome for you to write a song.
A lot of times it depends on when the inspiration comes.
Okay.
Sometimes when it does come, I can write a song very quickly just because that feeling is there. It's new and it's fresh.
Yeah.
It's tough for me to go back and rewrite something or continue writing it.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes I'll have a song that's only a few verses, and that's fine with me.
Yeah, no, as long as it works, that really is all that matters.
Yeah.
What bands or artists have influenced you during your formative years, and are there any current bands that you feel influenced the direction of your music?
Yeah, when I first picked up the guitar, you know, I had already listened to a lot of jazz and a lot of old blues stuff, and so I listened to a lot of old blues, stuff like Muddy Waters and guys like Buddy Moss and Big Bill Brunsey, and you know, just blues that you know was really honest and stripped down, and just, you know, that's what really resonated with me, and sort of influenced a lot of my singing, and so yeah, a lot of old blues stuff was really powerful in the beginning for me, and I still listen to a lot of it now, and it still you know, sparks that creativity in me.
Yeah.
Modern bands, I do love Wilco, and I've been listening a lot to their new record, which is great.
Nice.
Justin Townes Earl is making some beautiful music these days, and I'm sure there's a lot more, but yeah.
Do you ever collaborate with any of your favorites, or do you want to collaborate with any of them?
Yeah, I'd love to work. Sean Hayes is another guy that I really love out of San Francisco. You know, I'd love to work with him someday.
Very nice.
And you know, I have dreams of working with like Tom Waits. You know, some of the greats out there who are still making really beautiful music.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Tell me when that happens.
Yeah.
I don't doubt for a second that it will, though.
Someday.
Yeah, someday. Are you currently on tour right now, or do you plan to be on tour anytime soon?
Possibly. We've been talking about it. I'm not on tour right now, but I am playing a few local shows in the Monterey area. I've been trying to book the Crate Place, but the guy hasn't called me back. So
oh no, we'll have to work on that.
Yeah, I'm hoping to play the Crate Place soon.
Yeah.
But we have talked about a tour, so possibly something in January, but if not, definitely something next summer.
Very nice.
Yeah.
There are some pretty cool venues to play at in Santa Cruz, so I will try to do my best to help you with that.
Yeah.
I know a couple people who do booking at like the Crate Place,
cool.
so yeah,
Perfect.
We will do that.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite venue to play at, or do you have an ultimate dream venue?
I don't know if I have a favorite venue that I've played out yet, but yeah, I mean, some dream venues would be, you know, Grand Ole Opry, of course.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be nice to play the Fillmore.
That would be awesome. I love the Fillmore.
Yeah, I like the Fillmore too. I've seen some good
Yeah.
shows there.
Me too.
Yeah. Aside from that, I can't think of any.
Yeah, no, those are great answers.
Yeah, those are two top ones.
Yeah, those are solid. All right, so will you play us another song?
Yeah, I'll play, this one's called Sourwood, and it's actually a newer song I've written recently.
Rather be still in this quiet life as the moon shine touches a butterfly knife that cuts deep into the shadows amongst the sourwood trees. Take me back to a time when I could tell if I was living in heaven or in hell, instead of hanging on the strings somewhere in between. Take me back to the sourwood tree, looking up to the sky from underneath. Yes, take me back to the sourwood trees, looking up to the sky from underneath. My blood pressure is on the rise, and could say you could see it in both my eyes, but like an old man, I'm both angry and at peace with everything. And every distance is measured by beginning and end. In the middle, it's always fighting with the wind, like a branch hanging on to every one of its leaves. You take me back to the sourwood trees, looking up to the sky from underneath. Just take me back to the sourwood trees, looking up to the sky from underneath. I live and die by the sound of 6 strings, and praise you a strange poetry that don't mean anything to anybody except me. And words of wisdom, they only do you well. You can cut through it all and tell the wise words and make your bell ring. Take me back to the sourwood trees, looking up to the sky from underneath. Just take me back to the sourwood trees, just looking up to the sky from underneath.
So pretty. Your wife and I are just like smiling and like mouthing the words like little fans. Okay, I'm gonna read a couple announcements and then we will get back.
Alright.
Gabriel, awesome
Gandzjuk.
sounding Gandzjuk. I know, I'm so scared to say your name. I'm
That's
sorry.
alright.
Gandzjuk. Okay, got it. Alright, Gabriel. Ideally, what do you want people to take out of the music you make, and is there a message that you try to convey?
I don't know if there's any one big message, but I definitely would like people to take from my music what music has done for me, which is inspire me to write music, or inspire me to do something creative, or some type of self-expression that comes from music, because that's what great music has done to me, and how important that is to me in my life. So yeah. I hope that my music could do that for other people.
Yeah, I love that question just because everybody says something different, and I feel like every person that I've interviewed thus far, at least, all their answers make so much sense for the type of music they play, because when I listen to your music, I wish I could write music, maybe I'll attempt, but it just like, I was telling you earlier how I feel music like deep within my soul, just like you probably do. Your wife feels the same way about dancing and probably music. And so, I mean, I think that you do execute that very well.
Yeah, and I also want people to just, turn on the record and have a good time with it.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't inspire them, they can at least just, enjoy
Listen
listening
and enjoy
to
it.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah.
anybody could appreciate that. Definitely. What advice do you have to give to our listeners who are trying to make music themselves or become professional musicians, or what you do?
Yeah, for me, before I made this record, I did a lot of, you know, like I mentioned, home recording and working with people who either had like a home studio or some type of studio. And I was never really quite satisfied with the recordings that I had up to that point. And it really took going to Portland, Oregon, and working with producer Bo Raymond to achieve what the sound that I was looking for, you know, to really, you know, carry the songs to what I thought that they really could be, you know. So it kind of took working with a professional and working with somebody who had a lot of experience and a lot of insight, and you know, to put together a great group of musicians and you know, for me to have a record that I was really satisfied with and really loved.
Yeah.
So my advice to musicians out there, if they're not really happy with what they're recording, to, you know, seek a professional or seek somebody who does have a lot of knowledge and experience, you know.
Yeah, definitely. A little help goes a long way.
Call Bo Raymond.
Yeah, seriously. And so, are you signed with a record company right now, a recording label?
I wouldn't say I'm signed with a record label,
Okay.
but we do have an independent label called 4th Street Records. It was started by my good friend Adam Zerbe, and you know, it's sort of a new model of what a record label can be. It's more, you know, honest and for the benefit of the artist, and you know, a lot more truth there, and so with 4th Street Records, that's where I released the record on.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And do you have other people on that same
record
label?
Nico Joris, who's an amazing musician, also he's living north of San Francisco now, but he's from Carmel, California, and he's on the label as well. Adam's also working with Larry Hosford on a new record that they're going to be releasing soon.
Very cool.
Yeah, and you can check out the website for more information on the artists and more of the music, which is 4thstreetrecords.com. It's 4thstrecords.com.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
We will have to do that, and listeners, you do the same.
Yeah.
What would you say has been the single greatest challenge that you faced as a musician, and how have you overcome it or intend to?
Single greatest challenge. I don't know, I guess a lot of it has to do, you know, believing in yourself somewhat, you know, believing what you're writing and what you're doing as a musician is valid enough for you to share with other people. You know, that was something that you know, when I first started writing songs and singing, I sort of kept it to myself because I wasn't sure how people would respond to it, you know, and the response to it has been great, and that's why I've chosen to share it with, you know, and make records and
Good.
continue to make records, and
Yeah.
you know, I have a lot more songs written, and I'm excited to make the next record.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I was actually going to ask that, when do you have new records coming out?
I'm probably going to start recording in the late winter and into spring, and then hopefully release something by next summer, I think.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so will you play your third song
Sure.
for us? Thank you so much.
This one's called Pickpocket.
Pickpocketed and pulled apart, ended up being the way to the heart. You just did me a favor, and someday I'll call you my savior. And when I speak of tomorrow, I won't spit out no sorrow. I'll just change every way I react to living every day like that. And it's a proud place to come from. Though the traces fade for some, and every road ahead becomes narrow. When you wake pocketed and pulled apart. Ended up being the way to your heart. You just did me a favor, and someday I'll call you my savior. When I speak of tomorrow, I won't spit out no sorrow. I'll just change every way I react to living every day like that. It's a proud place you come from. Though the traces fade for some, and every road ahead becomes narrow. When you aim a broken arrow,
Very beautiful song. It's one of those that hurts my heart in a good way. In a good way. You are tuned in to 88.1 FM KZSC Santa Cruz. Check us out on the web at kzsc.org to town my new show with Gabriel Gandzjuk. I got it. Third time's the charm. Yeah, well, I guess we're wrapping up the interview. I don't have
I did also want to mention, though,
Yeah,
I'm
go
always
for it.
booking new shows, so you can check out my website, gabrielgmusic.com. You can listen to the new record, Invisible Lion, there, and buy it, and also I'm posting show dates there, so you can, keep track of what I'm up to. So
Perfect.
It's gabrielgmusic.com.
Okay, you just answered my question, actually.
All right.
So, hey, I didn't even have to ask it. And also, for those of you who are listening and paying attention, you should definitely download Invisible Lion. It's a great, great album.
Thank
I
you.
loved it.
Thanks.
Yes, you are so welcome. Definitely look out for upcoming shows. I hope you have many in Santa Cruz. I will be your groupie and come to all of them with my friends.
All right.
And I hope one day, this is my dream, this is a personal dream of mine now, that I hope you can play or open for Brandi Carlisle. I don't know if you know who she is. She's coming December 13th to the Rio.
Yeah.
And she's
great.
my all-time favorite singer, and I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
Yes, let's make that happen, definitely. All right, well, thank you so much for coming on the show, and would you like to close it off with one more?
Yeah, I would.
song?
And I also just wanted to say thank you, Sonya, for
Thank you.
reaching out and having me on your show.
Yeah, no, I'm so glad you
loving
came.
the music. Yeah,
I
thanks.
do. Thank you, guys.
All right. This next one is called Memphis.
More liars are my closest friends. No surprise to the bitter end. We are bound, and I stick around a little while. Routine what I've been running from. So hold the door, baby, now fall in love. We are bound, and you stick around a little while. Tomorrow could flip for the better. Oh no, it won't be this way forever. Tomorrow could flip for the better. Love's the purpose, but lust fills the day. So don't come unless you're gonna stay. We are bad, and you stick around.